Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Gushin Garland and you're watching Firstpost. In the next few minutes, we bring you the top 50 updates from around the world, only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. Our top focus comes in from the war in Europe. Air sirens went off across Ukraine as Russia fired a barrage of drones across the country. The attacks killed at least 6 people, with 5 in southern city of Mykolaiv. Ukraine's Air Force also issued a missile danger alert. The attack came a day after Russia and Ukraine exchanged record drones. Russia launched 145 drones at Ukraine on Saturday. Meanwhile, Ukraine reportedly deployed 34 drones on Moscow. The US President-elect Donald Trump reportedly called Russian President Vladimir Putin recently. He reportedly asked President Putin not to escalate the Ukraine war. The Kremlin, however, denied that such a phone call took place. Reports say the president-elect may pressure Ukraine to negotiate a deal with Russia. Trump vowed to end the Ukraine war in just 24 hours during his election campaign. Continuing with Donald Trump, the president-elect has recently appointed Tom Homan as the new border czar. Trump said there is nobody better at policing and controlling the U.S. borders than Homan. He was the face of Trump's zero-tolerance immigration policies during his first term. The U.S. president-elect plans a strict crackdown on illegal immigration and wants to start mass deportations in his new term. In the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he has spoken with Donald Trump at least 3 times in recent days. Netanyahu deemed the conversation very important and noted that Trump sees eye to eye with him on the issue of the Iranian threat. Netanyahu added that the US president-elect also agrees with him on Israel's plans for peace and expansion. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also publicly claimed responsibility for the pager attack on Hezbollah. In a cabinet meeting yesterday, Netanyahu said that he approved the attack. He noted top Israeli officials opposed the operation. The attack in Lebanon took place 2 waves in mid-September. Thousands of pagers and walkie-talkies exploded across the country. It reportedly killed at least 42 and injured over 3,400. New Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz claimed that his country has defeated Hezbollah. In an event today, he also said that killing Hezbollah's former leader, Hassan Nasrallah, was a crowning achievement. Katz said that Israel's goal now is to continue putting pressure on Hezbollah. Katz was appointed by Israeli Prime Minister after he sacked former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. An Iraqi group has said it carried out 4 drone attacks on Israel today. The group, called Islamic Resistance in Iraq, is backed by Iran. It claimed to have attacked areas in northern and southern Israel. The Israeli military said it intercepted a drone that entered the territory from the east. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's top military official Fayed al-Rawali met his Iranian counterpart in Tehran. Iran's top military official Mohammad Bagheri also called the meeting significant. Bagheri also invited the Saudi Navy to participate in Iranian maritime exercises next year. The key meeting comes over a year after Iran and Saudi Arabia restored diplomatic ties. In March 2023, a China broker deal ended a 7-year freeze on ties between these 2 countries. In Japan, Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba won a parliamentary vote today. The win is the 4-day special session ensures he continues as the country's leader. Prime Minister Ishiba will now lead a minority government in Japan. In the October snap elections, Prime Minister Ishiba's Liberal Democratic Party failed to win a majority. Meanwhile, the snap election in Germany could be held much before March 2025. Chancellor Olaf Scholz says a confidence vote can be held before Christmas. A confidence vote before Christmas would pave the way for snap elections sooner than March 2025. Earlier, Chancellor Scholz's party lost majority after a key partner exited the ruling alliance. In Mauritius, the counting of the voters is underway after country's parliamentary election yesterday. Prime Minister Pravin Jagannath is seeking a second term. The voting was held under the shadow of wiretapping scandal and a cost of living crisis. This is the 12th national election of the island nation. Both Prime Minister Jagannath and his opposition claimed their blocs triumphed in Sunday's legislative poll. Justice Sanjeev Khanna was sworn in as the 51st Chief Justice of India. He will serve a 6-month tenure until May 13, 2025. The swearing-in ceremony took place in the Indian capital of New Delhi. Justice Sanjeev Khanna succeeds former CGI D.Y. Chandrachud. In Spain, over 100,000 people protested in Valencia against authorities' handling of recent floods. The protesters chanted slogans, quote, "We are stained with mud and you are stained with blood," end quote. The protesters are demanding the resignation of regional government head. More than 200 people died in the flooding disaster recently. At least 80 people are still reported missing. Moving to climate updates now, Greek mussel farmers are facing devastating losses as record high temperatures in the Aegean Sea have severely impacted this year's harvest. This is the second time in 3 years that record high sea temperature have affected mussel harvest. The extreme heat has killed around 90% of the 2024 mussel catch. This climate-driven crisis is pushing Greece's mussel industry on the brink of a collapse. Wildfires swept through New Jersey and southern New York over the weekend, prompting smoke warnings in New York City. The blaze has consumed 2,500 acres of borderland between the two states. To tackle the flames and protect structures, 75 wildland firefighters and over 200 volunteer fire departments were mobilized. Tragically, a 18-year-old firefighter lost his life after being struck by a falling tree. The Philippines, already reeling from multiple disasters, was hit by Typhoon Toraji. This is the 4th typhoon to strike archipelagic country within a month. Thousands of villages were advised to evacuate and ports were closed as a precaution. No immediate reports of casualties or damages have emerged. Lahore, Pakistan's second largest city, was blanketed in thick smog over the weekend, prompting Punjab's government to close public spaces to protect residents from severe pollution. Schools have already been closed, with potential university closures being considered. Lahore's air quality reached a hazardous level of 553 this weekend, making it the world's most polluted city. The air quality in India's capital, New Delhi, remains in very poor category as well. An average air quality index of 348 was recorded on Sunday. Visibility in some parts of the capital dropped to 800 meters. The Delhi government is considering artificial rain to combat rising pollution. A new report by the International Chamber of Commerce reveals that violent weather events cost the world $200 trillion over the past decade. The study, covering 4,000 extreme events from floods to droughts, recorded $451 billion in damages in just the past 2 years. The US faced the highest economic toll at $935 billion, followed by China and India. The annual UN Climate Summit kicks off in Azerbaijan's capital, Baku. Delegates from around the globe have arrived in the Caspian Sea nation for COP29. The top agenda of the summit is to approve a new $1 trillion climate financing deal for developing countries. The new deal will replace the current financing goal of $100 billion, which expires this year. Issues like the wars in Ukraine and Gaza might also be on the discussion table. On to business and tech news now. Stock markets in Asia declined as investors reacted to China's latest economic stimulus. Hong Kong's Hang Seng dropped by 3.9%. Markets in Japan, South Korea and Taiwan also dropped. Last week, China unveiled a $1.4 trillion package. It was aimed at easing financial strains on local governments. Analysts say the stimulus lacked direct handouts to consumers to boost lagging demand. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has contributed its record streak. The world's largest cryptocurrency surged past the $81,000 mark today. The digital coin's value has been rallying since the US elected Donald Trump as its next president. Trump has been a strong supporter of the cryptocurrency market. In Montreal, Canada, port operations have locked out 1,200 union workers from the docks. This comes after the union rejected a new wage deal offered by the port operators. The offer included a 20% pay rise over a 6-year period. The move escalates a month-long dispute between the two sides over pay. The Port of Montreal handles about $288 million worth of goods for the country. Japanese automaker Toyota is reportedly planning to ramp up its production in China. The company aims to produce at least 2.5 million vehicles per year in China by 2030. The move is part of the automaker's effort to compete with domestic rivals in the country. Reports say Toyota will also allow its local Chinese executives to make key decisions. Australian battery maker Novonix has signed a deal with European automaker Stellantis. Novonix will supply its high-end synthetic graphite material to the automaker's cell manufacturers. The Australian firm plans to ship up to 115,000 tons of synthetic graphite from its US plant. The deal aims to help Stellantis ramp up its electric vehicle production. The military junta in the West African nation of Mali has detained the CEO of an Australian mining firm. Resolute CEO and 2 other executives were detained after meeting in Mali's capital, Bamako. They were in Mali to hold talks with local mining and tax authorities. Resolute operators a gold mine in Mali's Siama region in partnership with the Malian government. Reports say the military junta has been demanding a greater share of the revenue from the firm. The US has reportedly ordered Taiwan's chip-making giant TSMC to stop shipping advanced chips to China. The Biden administration wants to block the export of chips that power artificial intelligence. This comes days after an advanced chip made by TSMC was found in one of the Huawei's products. The move prompted greater scrutiny of TSMC by US authorities. The Biden administration has imposed multiple restrictions to block exports of AI and advanced chips to China. Vietnam has ordered Chinese online retailer Shein and Temu to register with the government. If the platform fails to do so by the end of November, they will face a possible ban in the country. This comes after Vietnam's government and local businesses expressed concerns over the impact of Shein and Temu. These platforms use deep discounts to sell imported products, reportedly hurting local markets. Indian food delivery giants Zomato and Swiggy reportedly breached competition laws. The platform partnered with the certain restaurants to give them advantages over competitors. The report cited a probe by the Competition Commission of India. It found that Zomato entered into exclusive contracts with some restaurants in return for lower commissions. Swiggy guaranteed growth to certain restaurants in exchange for exclusive contracts. Elon Musk's satellite internet firm Starlink's operating license in India is reportedly back on track. This comes after it agreed to Indian government's demands on data and security. The Indian government had asked Starlink to store data for Indian users locally. Reports say the development follows a recent meeting between Starlink's team with India's telecom department officials. Moving to sports, and we start with cricket. South Africa beat India by 3 wickets in the second T20 international of the 4-match series. Batting first, India scored just 124 runs. South Africa appeared in control of the run chase. India's Varun Chakravarti picked 5 wickets to shake the Proteas' confidence. Powered by Tristan Stubbs' 47-run inning, the South Africa chased the 125-run target in 19 overs. Meanwhile, England beat West Indies by 7 wickets in the second of the 5-match T20I series. Batting first, West Indies gave the visitors a run target of 159 in their 20 overs. In reply, England chased down the target in 14.4 overs. England's Jos Buttler scored 83 runs off just 45 balls. England now leads a series 2-0 and they are just one win away to clinch the series. And it's officially confirmed the Indian cricket team will not travel to Pakistan for the 2025 Champions Trophy. The International Cricket Council has informed Pakistan about India's decision. Pakistan's cricket board is now seeking advice from the government on how to proceed with the event. The Champions Trophy is scheduled to be held in Pakistan next year in February. In football, La Liga leaders Barcelona fell to a 1-0 defeat against Real Sociedad for Barca. Robert Lewandowski found the back of the net in the 14th minute, but his goal was ruled offside after review. For Real Sociedad, Sherlado Becker scored in the 33rd minute. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi starrer Inter Miami were eliminated from Major League Soccer or the MLS Cup. This comes after the Inter Miami lost to Atlanta United 2-3 yesterday. Inter Miami's Matias Rojas scored the first goal in the 17th minute. Atlanta's Jamal Thiaré took the lead by scoring twice before half-time. Lionel Messi equalized with a header in the 65th minute. 11 minutes later, Atlanta's Bartosz Salish managed to score the winning goal. Over in the Premier League, Manchester United beat Leicester City 3-0. United's Bruno Fernandes scored the first goal in the 17th minute. In the 38th minute, Leicester's Victor Christensen scored an own goal. This gave United a 2-0 lead. The winning goal was scored by Manchester United's Alejandro Garnacho in 82nd minute. Czech tennis star Barbora Krejcikova hit out at an American analyst for quote-unquote unprofessional commentary. She called for need for respect and professionalism in sports media. The commentator made remarks about Krejcikova's appearance during WTA Finals match in Riyadh. The commentator has been taken off air indefinitely by the US TV network. Women's world number 3 Coco Gauff won the season-ending WTA Finals title in Saudi. Gauff defeated Olympic champion Zhang Chen-Wen 3-6, 6-4, 7-6. At just 20 years of age, Coco Gauff is now the youngest WTA Finals champion since 2004. British mixed doubles pair Lauren Smith and Marcus Elias announced their retirement. The ace badminton pair revealed they are expecting a baby. The shuttlers have been dating in real life. They took to Instagram to announce their next chapter of their lives. Smith and Elias have won European gold in 2019 and competed at the Olympics in Tokyo in 2021. Israel has cautioned its citizens abroad to stay away from sports events. This comes days after Israeli football fans in Amsterdam were attacked by pro-Palestinian protesters. Israel said that its citizens could face attacks during sports events in several European cities in the immediate future. The warning comes ahead of Israel's UEFA Nations League match against France in Paris, which is scheduled on November 14th. Now moving to the world of showbiz, Tyler, Ray and Shawn Mendes were among the stars on the red carpet as the MTV Europe Music Awards returned after 2 years of hiatus, with last year's ceremony in Paris cancelled due to global tensions. The event was hosted by Rita Ora. Meanwhile, at the MTV Europe Music Awards, singer Taylor Swift ruled the winners list. She won the awards for the Best Video, Best Artist, Best Live and Best US Act. Singer Tyler got her first ever MTV EMA awards with awards like Best Afro Beats, Best R&B and Best African Act. The host Rita Ora also paid tribute to late singer Liam Payne. Meanwhile, Sabrina Carpenter took home the Best Song Award for Espresso. While Best Pop Awards were given to Ariana Grande, South Korean singer Jimin received the Best K-Pop Singer Award. Best Alternative was given to Imagine Dragons, while Calvin Harris claimed the award for Best Electronic Rapper. Eminem was given the Best Hip Hop Award, and South Korean singer Lisa got the award for Best Fans. The 9th Annual Critics' Choice Documentary Awards was held in the New York City. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, won 6th accolades. Netflix, Will and Harper won the award for Best Documentary Film. Apple TV Plus's The Last of the Sea Women took home the Best Cinematography Award. Netflix's The Greatest Night in Pop got Best Historical Documentary Award, while National Geographic's Sugarcane bagged the Best Political Documentary Award. Netflix's Simon Billis Rising were honored with the Best Sports Documentary Award. Mattel has found itself in hot water over a packaging error on its Wicked movie, which inadvertently discusses consumers to a pornographic website. Intended to promote the upcoming film adaptation of Wicked, the packaging lists Wicked.com instead of the official site wickedmovie.com. In response, Mattel issued a statement apologizing for the unfortunate error and advised consumers to discard or obscure the link on the packaging. Marvel's Captain America: Brave New World unveiled a new trailer over the weekend. It showcases Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, the new Captain America. The action-packed trailer highlights Sam's challenges, including a showdown with Red Hulk played by Harrison Ford. Directed by Julius Onah, Captain America: Brave New World is set to release on February 14, 2025. Venom: The Last Dance continued its dominance at the North American box office, earning an estimated $16.2 million over the weekend. The film, starring Tom Hardy as the titular anti-hero, has now grossed $114.8 million domestically and $279 million internationally after 3 weeks. Actor Andra Day has joined the cast of Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2. She will be playing the role of Athena, who is the Greek goddess of wisdom. In a statement, Day said that she can't wait to bring the character to life. Season 2 is set for release in 2025. Patrick Dempsey, named People magazine's sexiest man alive in 2023, revealed in a recent interview that the title came with its own set of challenges. The 58-year-old actor shared that it increased his anxiety as he felt pressure to maintain his physical appearance. Dempsey, who views fame as fleeting, emphasized that while the title boosts one's ego. And finally, Jennifer Lopez has opened up about her highly public divorce from Ben Affleck. The actor says these personal traumatic experiences inform her acting. Lopez shared that she draws from her own life to prepare for roles. In her upcoming film Unstoppable, the character's journey balancing motherhood with personal adversity resonated deeply with her. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Galan and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Stay informed and stay tuned to First Post.